Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're exploring something pretty exciting, actually. Taking a brand known for really bold design and seeing what happens when they tackle serious kit.
Yeah, Series Kit is right.
We're talking about the Paulin Mara. It's the first dive watch from Glasgow's Paulin watches. You probably know them for their, graphic style.
Definitely distinctive.
So this deep dive, our mission, if you like, is to unpack how a brand like that, rooted in aesthetics, reimagines a functional tool, a dive watch.
It's a great question. Art meets engineering, but the engineering has to work, right? Underwater, under pressure.
Exactly. How do you keep that design DNA, that Paulin look, but still meet all those strict dive watch standards?
Well, to figure that out, we've been looking at some material from Paulin Mara Glasgow's dive watch debut. We're going to pull out the key bits.
Right. Not just about the watch itself, but what it tells us about maybe brand evolution, fusing design and function.
Precisely, and those little details that make something special.
Yeah, hopefully this gives you some real insights, how brands stretch themselves, how art and engineering mix, maybe how small touches make a big difference.
Should be fascinating.
So let's get into it. How Paulin navigated these depths, literally and figuratively. Okay, first things first, Paulin's background. They started up, 2013? Three sisters.
That's right. And now part of the Anne Ordain family, which is also highly regarded.
And Paulin, from day one, really known for being design-led. Bold choices, distinctive typography, interesting forms, color.
Oh yeah, you can spot a Paulin. They definitely carved out their own visual space. Very graphic.
So here's the interesting bit you mentioned earlier. How does a brand that focused on aesthetics tackle a dive watch? Something super functional.
Exactly. It's not their usual territory. They're stepping into professional watches, as the source calls it. And their goal, to reimagine the diver through its lens of graphic clarity or thoughtful detail.
So it's not just any dive watch. It has to be a Paulin dive watch.
Absolutely. It has to feel like them.
And the name kind of helps there, doesn't it?
Mara. Yeah, from Scots Gaelic meaning of the sea.
Perfect. Immediately grounds it. So you see the Paulin look, but the source is clear. This is also serious equipment.
That's the tension, isn't it? Balancing that design identity with, proper dive watch capability.
It sets the bar high for them. They're not just making a watch that looks like a diver.
No, they're trying to fuse their design thing with real performance. That's what makes it interesting to look at.
Okay, let's get physical. The case. It's described as a robust reworking of their old model design.
Right, but they've sharpened it up. Sharper facets and this mix of brushed and polished finishes.
Which is interesting for a tool watch, right? Often they're just brushed all over.
It adds a bit of refinement visually, but the core structure is still tough.
And the size. What are we looking at for you, the wearer?
Okay, specs. 39.7 millimeter diameter, pretty wearable. Thickness is 13.5 millimeter. But importantly, that includes the quite pronounced double-domed sapphire crystal. Without that, it's only 10.8 millimeters thick.
Ah, okay. So it wears thinner than the number suggests.
Exactly, and 48 millimeter lug to lug. So it's got presence, but it's not, dinner plate sized. It should fit a lot of wrists well.
Nice balance. Now the bezel, this is where Paulin really shows off, but functionally too. Unidirectional, 120 clicks, standard dive stuff. But the material.
Domed sapphire.
Yeah. That's a really premium touch. You don't see that often, especially at this price point. Comes in gray or blue.
And the markings, the lume.
Yeah.
It's printed underneath the sapphire.
Yes. Which is smart. Protects the lume plots from getting scratched or worn off. Keeps it legible long term.
Clever.
And another functional detail. The bezel actually overhangs the case just slightly.
Why is that?
For grip. Makes it easier to turn, especially if you're wearing gloves or your hands are wet. It's a really practical touch.
Okay, that makes sense. So that, plus the screw-down crown.
Gets you that 300-meter water resistance, which, again, firmly puts it in the series equipment category.
It really shows they thought about both form and function, doesn't it? Not just making it look good. Definitely. They're proving a tool watch can still have that design elegance.
All right, moving inwards to the dial. The face of the watch comes in black or this vivid blue.
And the source says it emphasizes clarity and character, which seems spot on.
You can definitely see the Paulin DNA here. Very clear, very purposeful.
Yeah, those bold geometric hour markers stand out, but numerals only at 12 and 6.
Keeps it clean, right? Not too cluttered. Nice minute track, too.
Very legible. And then there's that signature Paulin touch their custom whim typeface.
Ah, yes. That font is so distinctive. Really adds personality.
It does. And how they make these dials is quite interesting, too.
Oh.
So they're made in Germany. lacquered brass base, and the indices, the hour markers with the superluminova, they're printed in relief.
Printed in relief. What does that mean exactly?
It means they're slightly raised from the dial surface, not just flat paint. Gives them a bit of height, a 3D quality.
Okay. Like adds depth.
Exactly. Adds visual depth and, importantly, boosts legibility, especially at angles or underwater. It just feels a bit more premium, more crafted.
Nice detail. And the hands.
They match that clarity focus.
Yeah.
Wide hour and minute hands, easy to read at a glance.
Essential for a diver.
Totally. And then you've got the lollipop seconds hand with that little pop of contrasting color on the tip.
That feels very Paulin. The little touch of playfulness.
It is. It's that blend again, isn't it? Serious function, but with character. It tells you something about the brand.
Yeah, it suggests even serious schools don't have to be, boring. Okay, under the hood, the movement. What's powering the Mara?
It's the Joux-Perret G101, and specifically the Soigné grade.
Soigné grade. Sounds fancy. What does that mean for you?
It basically means it's a nicely finished version of the movement. More decoration, maybe polished screws, that kind of thing. Shows attention to detail beyond just the mechanics.
And the basic specs.
Solid specs.
Yeah.
Automatic, beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, that's 4 hertz. Gives you a smooth second sweep. And a really good power reserve, 68 hours.
Wow, nearly 3 days. That's useful.
Very useful. Now, choosing the G101 is interesting. It's a well-regarded Swiss movement, known for being reliable. But it's also seen as a way to offer that performance without breaking the bank.
So a smart choice for value keeps the cost reasonable.
Exactly. It lets Paulin deliver this level of design and spec at a price point that feels quite competitive. Good balance of performance, finishing, and cost-effectiveness.
Right. And speaking of practicalities, straps are always important, especially on a dive watch.
Hugely important. And Paulin gives you 2 options right in the box.
Oh, nice. What are they?
So first you get a custom-molded HNBR rubber strap.
HNBR.
Yeah, it's a type of high-performance rubber, very durable, resistant to seawater, UV, oils, perfect for actual diving.
Makes sense. And the second one?
This is where it gets really interesting. It's a tied fabric strap.
Tied fabric.
Made from 100% recycled ocean plastic, specifically fishing nets.
No way. That's brilliant. Great sustainability angle.
Isn't it? And it doesn't stop there. It's lined with soft Italian Alcantara for comfort.
Okay.
And then it's hand-stitched in Glasgow by the seamstress Ada Nordain.
Wow. So recycled materials, local craftsmanship, connection to their sister brand. That's a lot of story in one strap.
It really is. It adds so much value beyond just being a strap. And both are designed for quick release, easy swapping.
Versatility built in.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful. #5. Availability and market positioning. All right, for anyone listening who's now thinking, I want one, when can you get it?
Mark your calendars. August 22nd, 2025. Drops at 4 p.m. British summertime.
Got it. And the price. Always important.
It's set at £1,200 GBP or $9,650 USD. That's excluding VAT, so bear that in mind depending on where you are.
Okay, £1,200 or $1,650.
Yeah.
And what about availability? Limited edition?
Interestingly, no, not technically a limited edition, but the source says production will be intentionally small.
Intentionally small. What do you think that signals about their strategy, where they see themselves?
Well, it suggests they're not aiming for mass market volume. It's more about maintaining a level of exclusivity, focusing on quality control, perhaps?
Right. Keeping it curated.
Yeah, curate is a good word. It positions them as a brand focused on craft, on delivering something special, rather than just churning out units. It appeals to someone looking for something a bit different, maybe with that strong design story and build quality.
Reinforces that idea of it being a carefully considered piece.
Exactly. It's about the product and the story, not just the numbers. #outro.
So, wrapping this up, it really feels like the Paulin Mara delivers on that initial idea, doesn't it? It's recognizably Paulin, got that aesthetic flair.
Definitely.
But it's also genuinely serious equipment. They've managed to bridge that gap.
They really have. It's a great example of blending a strong design identity with proper, robust engineering. You've got the 300-meter water resistance, the functional bezel design, the clear dial, paired with their unique typeface, that relief printing, the sapphire bezel. It all works together.
And those extras, like the movement choice and especially the straps.
Yeah, the recycled strap, the local hand stitching. It adds layers of quality, sustainability, and just thoughtfulness. It feels curated, like you said.
It really does. It makes you think, if Paulin can bring this kind of design-led thinking to a dive watch, what other serious equipment could use that approach?
Interesting question.
We often accept purely functional designs for tools or gear.
Yeah.
But maybe there's room for more character, more story. How much does knowing the story, like the recycled nets or the hand stitching, add to your enjoyment of a product? Does it make it feel more valuable?
It's a great point. That connection can really elevate an object beyond just its function.
Something to think about, definitely. How thoughtful design, married with real capability, can make everyday things feel, well, special.
A perfect note to end on.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.